A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome to the NFL, Trey Smack. Yeah. All he does is kick threes.
2 on 6, 6 round. They traded up for
Trey.
Feel it coming from the other side of the 50.
Got the leg.
McMahon is looking shifty. Nigga coming from 56 like he did down in Florida.
This
Step
kid
back,
is dead
watch
solid.
him booty. Smack that all through the air. Smack that perfect distance. Smack that
That's down the middle.
right there. Smack that
Hitting the Dalton's way. This will be
It's so good. This is the Mason Crosby Show, and there's a new sheriff in town. He is kicker Trey Smack for our Green Bay Packers. Tommy Wirtz with the magic, Mason Crosby with the kicking acumen.
Oh, my goodness.
We are Destination Radio and YouTube and video and everything for what is happening right now. Mason, what is happening right now?
Oh, the Mason Crosby's here show is here for all of it. I was not expecting that. Obviously, I've been on air live saying that this is going to go to training camp. It's going to go into the the closing stages or maybe even the regular season. Like, I did not see this coming. They gave Brandon McManus $1 million in March. But you go and you draft this guy that you think is the one, and you pay him $1.7 million or $1.8 million, whatever it is this year, for that kicking position. That's not a crazy number anymore. So they got their guy, they feel like, and it's time to party. So we got the smack daddy of them all, and he's going to do it for us here this year.
Sir.
Would you take $1 million to not kick for the Packers this year, Mason?
Yeah, I asked him that. I said, hey, dude, before you just don't re-sign me, you could just give me $1 million in 2023 offseason, and I won't kick here. Yeah.
I would take $1 million to not co-host the Mason Crosby Show.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'll stay
there
home
you
for
go.
$1 million.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I got a contract coming your way. We'll see
What is the
Tommy, did you make that? Who made that video? Like, who made that sound?
Well,
So the song was made by
good.
some guy made it on AI probably.
People are so creative.
But then
I guess AI is so creative.
Tommy mixed it in with highlights.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, it was we just found out like 20 minutes ago, maybe
Not even 15.
And so I was like, okay, well, because this is my 43rd priority, this show, I will prove that it is at least 42nd for you guys.
Okay, you did. You stepped up. You went up.
Yes.
I think you jumped in the top 40.
Yeah,
You're
top 40
countdown
radio.
here.
Smack that.
Casey
Yes.
Kasem's top 40 with
Yes.
Tommy Wirtz.
So
Smack that.
What
I
is
love
what is the point of this move right now, Crosby, as opposed to waiting until training camp? And maybe you have your mind made up, and McManus is going to have to wow you in training camp, and Smack's going to really have to not earn the spot at that timeline. Why do this May 5th? Is it a benefit to the Packers to do it, or more McManus, I guess, just to do it this early?
I mean, I guess for both, but yes, this definitely benefits McManus. Now he is free to go and see if any other team is interested in signing him. He can do his own thing. I sent y'all that text. This is all speculation, mind you, but just knowing a veteran kicker, guy that's done it like McManus, knowing some of his history and places, there in Denver and otherwise, he saw the writing on the wall. I wouldn't be surprised if him and his representatives were like, is this real? Like, if I come in here and I kick my tail off and I have to work, I'm working extra, doing all this extra kicking, doing all these things, and then you go and release me at the end of training camp, like, is this going to happen anyways? So I wouldn't be surprised if stories come out, something comes out where it's like McManus and his representative said, like, if I don't really have a chance to actually be on this roster, like, go ahead and release me now. Let's not play this game. Let's not make this a facade. You went up and drafted a guy in the 6th round. You like Trey Smack. Like, ride with him. I'm going to go sign. I'll go try to sign somewhere else. So a veteran and a guy, honestly, not all people, like, I don't know what I would have done. You know, like I crazy enough. I was there 16 years. They never drafted another kicker. They brought other guys in, and I had to compete and kick with them, and they do their thing, but never had a situation where they drafted a guy and then it's like, okay, like, am I willing to go to battle here?
So they never had a situation where they drafted a guy, but you were in that situation. When you were drafted, did you think it was going to be an open competition? Did you think you had, no pun intended, a leg up because you were drafted? How did you, like, not football talk, but how did you really think that was going to go coming in as a drafted kicker rookie to Green Bay Packers camp?
I think, whenever I like look back and in like my heart of hearts, it's like, okay, like I have a leg up, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, sure. I was drafted.
Dave Rayner, is that right?
Dave Rayner.
Okay.
Yeah. He was coming off a year that, he was fine. And like, I think they liked a lot about him, but they made it clear. And honestly, what we did in training camp, it did not feel like a Mason Crosby is going to be the guy. And like, this is just a show. I mean, we battled it out, and it
didn't feel like a coronation.
No, every conversation I had, everything that was going was like, you got to come out and show us and compete for this job. I was talking about this the other night at that event, and I told the story of being in training camp, and I'm representing the defense. He was representing the offense, and whoever didn't like was worse in this field goal set, the opposing side of the ball had to run like half gassers.
Ooh.
And I just remember the pressure. And I mean, I remember Scott Wells, I think is who it was, gets in my face and just like a half a water bottle, just squeezes it right in my face, like into my face mask right before I was going to kick. And just like, those were those moments. And it was pressure packed, and they were testing me, and they just wanted to see if I would step up. And I knew if I stepped up that, sure, I probably had a really good chance of making that team. I'm just surprised in this day and age, but that was a different time, right?
Yeah, right.
We didn't have as big of a practice squad. It was smaller, a smaller team in general. I just, for some reason in this, I just saw it as a way where it's like, let's see what Trey Smack is. Let's get him through the summer, and we'll hide him out if we needed to, if he's not ready. But now it's the Trey Smack show. He's going to be the guy.
I mean, they're potentially, I mean, there's not really going to be a competition. Luke Haversick will be there. Is that, and knowing that that's not really a competition, right?
Yeah, let's be real now, like with McManus there, I'm like, like they have money, they have stuff tied up. Like this could be a real competition. Like they are going to really test and see who is ready to go. But right now it's Trey Smack. If I'm Haversick, I'm like
pumped.
Like, well, you're pumped. You get, you're going to be there and get to
just because you're going to get more reps,
get some work. Yeah, and you'll get film and you'll get all those things. But I mean, Trey Smack is the kicker for the Green Bay Packers.
But
I mean, it's
again, Haversick, like, go be this. They carried Haversick on the roster when McManus was on the team for all that
that's
time.
Because they didn't know if he was injured or not.
They're not
going to carry him on the roster.
I'm just saying he could be practice squadding it up, getting film, and getting more opportunities. Like if he would have got cut today, he would have been maybe screwed, get another NFL job. Like
that's true.
No one thought Haversick would be the second kicker on this team with McManus
Haverick's in a
Smack.
good spot.
Kick well in camp, and you can get a job, right?
Weird things happen. Yeah, weird things happen because, who knows? Like Trey Smack has to be smart as a rookie. He's been kicking. He kicked through college here. He's been preparing for the NFL. Like this is a long process for a rookie. So, Haverick's in a great spot, and he's going to be able to show his stuff. He's going to push Trey Smack to make sure that he is as good as they expect him to be. And I think having a guy like Haversick on the roster is going to be a better kind of more of a yin and yang competition, less like head to head, like who is going to earn the job, more like pushing Trey Smack to be the best version of himself as a rookie.
Some comments coming in about Brandon McManus on the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line 414-677-1250. If you want to chime in on Trey Smack, the assumed starting kicker for our Green Bay Packers. Tommy in Dallas says, wouldn't be shocked if McManus was being a pouty pants about it. He always gave up crappy vibes. Not up for the challenge physically or mentally. I don't know about not up for the challenge, but he did give a vibe of like, if he's being challenged, like, hey, you know what? I can take my ball and go home.
And, I know McManus pretty well over the years, so I don't want to like kind of get into like just kind of personal stuff.
No, but he could be offended. He could be offended by this situation, right?
But he's that type of guy. He was that type of guy, kind of NFL PA when we were at meeting. Like he is, I know he ruffled some feathers there in Denver. It was, Sean Payton, released him because it was like he didn't want to show up to off-season program. He didn't want to do some of the things. And I think that's kind of his story, is he doesn't want to do some of the tough stuff and the grind stuff and compete. He wants to be the guy. And I mean, that's his prerogative and he's done it for a long time, but the Packers are looking for a competition. They wanted to see a competition. And I could see this like being the situation where, all right, they drafted Smack. They go to, his representatives reached out and they're like, is McManus really a does he have an option to play on this team? Or is this going to be a facade competition? Our client, in a sense, is going to kick 1,000,000 balls during camp, wear his leg out, and then you're going to release him, and then he's not going to really be able to go and make a team somewhere. So for McManus, this is a good situation. Now he can prepare the way he likes to prepare. A team's they're going to evaluate who they have on their roster, and he's going to be somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if he's he'll be kicking on a team next year if he wants to.
Well, without knowing, and not having talked to him in the last couple of weeks, I assume. I do wonder if the injuries from last year are something the Packers took into perspective. Jeff writes in on the YouTube channel, maybe the Packers realized that his right quad was done and didn't want to risk making it worse during camp after bringing him back too soon last year. And I don't know if it's quad or if it's Father Time is undefeated or whatever it might be. Do you think last year's injury history has anything to do with this?
Maybe. I mean, some of those things, yeah. Like I think there's always concern that something like that, like for a kicker and that's, position, like pitchers with their, like a Woodruff with his shoulder and things like that. There are certain parts of your kicking, the mechanism that if that becomes a lingering issue, especially as you get older, they're going to have concern that that's going to flare up and it's going to be a continued problem. So they might have looked at that. I am just surprised. I'm surprised in the Packers for their history and the Packer way that if they had any indication that they were going to draft a kicker in this draft, if they saw Trey Smack as a legitimate option, they maybe thought there was no way they were going to get him late in this draft. Who knows? They thought other teams were, that you would go into this with a $1 million signing bonus and pay McManus that $1 million in March. I just feel like I do feel like something's going to come out. If McManus makes another team or something, there's going to be at some point where it's like he asked for his release. Because I don't feel like that's the Packers way always. It's just interesting. In this position, right? Think about that. This is like one of those few positions on a roster. Quarterbacks, kickers, punters, long snappers, where it's like, whenever that move changes, you basically have said this is someone's job. The cornerback room, we're kind of up in the air. Who's going to start? Who are going to be our outside corners? Wide receivers, somewhat almost not every year, but most years here in the past few years, we're like, who's going to be the guy? This position, you release McManus, Trey Smack is now expected to be that guy. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this young guy. Think about that. 16 years, I was there. They draft me in 2007. Don't draft another kicker for 16 years. Now we've had 2 drafted in the last 3.
It's weird.
So
it's kind of wild.
Yep.
Anders Carlson, everyone remember that guy?
Of course.
Is that the barometer for Trey Smack?
If that's a barometer, we've already lost, right? It's got to be way higher.
Like what are we expecting out of? I mean,
Carlson, you live in a different world than even I did when I first came in. Like the expectations in the NFL for kicking have have gone way, way higher than they did whenever
Carlson, his rookie year with Green Bay, in the regular season was an 82% field goal maker. Mate was 27 for 33. He was 50% from 40 to 49. I think that this is Carlson.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bad stat.
That's a bad one. He was 3 for 5 from 50 plus. And
Smack last year in college was 5 for 6 from both. 5 for 6 from 40 to 49, 5 for 6 from 50 plus.
And then his extra point percentage, when they moved it back, he was 34 for 39 of extra points. That was another Also,
it's all bad.
I don't care what Trey Smack's extra point percentage was in college.
Like those are 20 yards.
They're right next to everyone's like, oh, all he did was miss one extra point in college. Like that doesn't mean anything to me. That means nothing to us. So again,
Trey Smack had the second best percentage of 50 plus yarders last year, only to the kid from Oklahoma who's a junior, Tate Sendell. I don't know.
Was 2023 was not a postseason appearance, right?
No, it was
for the Packers. Were they in the postseason that year?
Yeah.
Was that the Dallas year?
That was the Dallas year.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not seeing his postseason snaps then, I guess, here.
I think with Carlson, what it was, right? It was kind of it was a kicks he missed. Unfortunately, he missed some kicks in some critical situations.
Right. Kicks you need to have.
He was
kind of what McManus did last year.
And with McManus, McManus was not great from outside of 45 yards.
Yeah.
Right?
So he was 6 of 7.
Looking to shore that up.
6 of 7 from extra points in the Dallas game. He was 1 of 1 in the San Francisco game, but he missed a kick between 40 and 49 yards.
Right. And it was one they needed.
Yeah.
So, 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talking text line. 414-677-1250. Somebody from the 608 Mason wants to know, would we have, if we hadn't paid McManus the signing bonus, would that have tipped our hand to the league that we were looking at a kicker? Like if they hadn't paid the signing bonus, would McManus have been released, or would they just not have paid him? Like how would?
Yeah, I think you have to release him if you don't pay it.
Okay, so if they had released him, that probably would have told the league that they were looking for a kicker, right?
Sure, but what does that do? Somebody's going to draft a kicker just to block him from going to Green Bay. I mean, I don't.
The Bears would because they're stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
They would have drafted him and then tried to trade him over.
Exactly. Let's go.
I mean, it's just way too catchy.
It is good. It is good.
Yeah. Akon, Slim Shady. That's what
I will say though, they're giving people songs way too early though.
Well, that's for sure.
You used to have to kick 16 years before you got
you
a song.
had to be around a while before a song came out
song.
with your name in it. Come on,
right.
earn your song,
Agreed.
bro.
Mason, I don't know if you saw the other breaking news that we should probably get to in the next segment. Right before the show went on, 7-year deal between the NFL and the refs. So the long national nightmare of Fail Mary is once again on the back burner.
We can take a breath.
Yeah, we can take a breath on that one. So we'll talk about that. We got the Yankees in town tonight. So Yankees Brewers, talking Brewers baseball. And Camille Davis will join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour to talk about Taylor Jenkins, Giannis, and everything going on with our Milwaukee Bucks. Trey Smack. Learn it, honor it, obey it.
Let's see what he does. Now he's got to prove it.
He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, the kicker, who we can only hope Trey Smack can live up to half of his legacy.
Let's go, Trey.
Mason Crosby is here. This is the Mason Crosby Show.
Smack that.
Wait, what?
Smack that all on the floor. Smack that till you get sore. Smack that till you get sore. Smack that. Oh, smack that.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Trey Smack, Akon, and Slim Shady with Convict just put together the perfect Smack song for us. So I'm sure there's other ones. There was one that was that Shannon from Thailand suggested that is even less appropriate than that one.
Oh wow!
So we didn't go with that one,
Okay,
but we hear you. We hear you, Shannon. We thank you.
Unedited.
Yeah. We got it. We got to keep it clean-ish. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. Mason Crosby in the house. Mason, we don't have to spend a lot of time on the referee thing, but I just thought we should acknowledge that. Thank God they came to their senses.
Yeah, did you see the deal? I don't know exactly.
I did not. No.
Yeah, what they gave them, what the negotiations ended up coming out to be, but I'm glad they got something done. I mean, I think we would have been pretty stressed as a fan base, being ready to watch these games with potential replacement refs like we did in was that 2012, right?
Is that what? Yeah, that sounds right.
2012. Yeah.
I think, yeah. Full details of the agreement were not immediately available, but the NFL tied the negotiations into several initiatives for improving officiating, and according to sources, the league will get increased access to officials in the offseason for a formal training program during minicamps, training camps, and joint practices. The NFL will also develop a bench of officials and will have greater latitude to use performance metrics for postseason assignments rather than seniority.
Okay, so NFL wanted a little more control over,
which makes sense.
Yeah, over the NFL officiating.
Here's my question, and I think we deal with this a lot in Major League Baseball as well. Why does seniority trump performance?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? That is so crazy that our officials in that type of environment and that type of profession as well, that seniority trumps performance. That's crazy.
Yeah, it should be just like it should be like all the athletes, in the sports that they're covering.
Thank you.
Whoever is the best, it doesn't matter of age, is going to be on the field and have their shot. So
why do you hey, I'm gonna in all seriousness, Tommy's gonna get mad at me, and I'm okay with that because Tommy and I were in a fight yesterday and we're all good today. Why do you think if it was seniority, I'd be hosting all the leadoff shows, but Tommy is better than I am, and I'm ready to admit that.
Oh, okay.
Tommy's performance. But in all seriousness, most professions, performance, seniority is great, and you get your cake, when you retire or whatever, you get your flowers. Sure. But performance has to matter.
Well,
it has to matter.
So now I agree that it should be maybe the highest weighted part of it, but what about you want someone who's been there before too? A little bit of that,
but not like an Angel Hernandez sort of way. If you've been there, but you've done terribly for 20 years, but you just keep your job because of seniority.
If I'm going to bring it into a Brewers point of this, if you had a playoff series, okay, we want Miz to start game 1. Would you rather have a healthy Brandon Woodruff or a Kyle Harrison start game 2?
Probably Woodruff. All right. Would you rather have Joey Ortiz or Cooper Pratt?
But you're saying Ortiz has been saying healthy and
right.
Woodruff healthy, he's still a great pitcher.
Still great, but I think Kyle Harrison has had a better start to this
start.
And also is showing more promise for
by the end of the year. I think by the end of the year, that could
performance.
Change.
So proven performance over a time period.
Proven.
Right?
I like that. Yeah, proven performance over a time period, and I agree that I think that the NFL referees should be putting the best referees out on the field, not just the guys who have been there the longest. I don't know.
And what do you think about playoffs and those things? I think is it the Super Bowl where they throw a mixed group together?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I'm not sure I love that either.
I don't love
because
that,
I do think working together as a unit is important for that ref, the ref groups.
I think that if we want to talk about availability and energy, attitude, effort all the time on this show,
which we do.
If we were going to have a number 5 that could be, lumped in here and there, adaptability needs to be a part of that as well too. And if you're going to be a ref, if you're going to be a ref in the NFL, it's not because it's the crew you're with is the only reason you are a good referee. You need to be a good referee with whatever crew you're in.
But there is good teamwork. right?
Sure.
There's something to be said for that.
Communication, yeah, like
You-
trust.
Like,
that,
you know
making
who's
the
going
right
to be
call.
where and
'Cause
who's watching what.
Because if you're the
And-
head guy and some guy makes a call and you're like, ugh, like you didn't see it that way, like you're going to go have that
or
conversation.
like, I watched that on my crew. Why are you calling that? That's my call.
Yeah. I don't know. Because I like, do you think in sports then, like I'll go with this direction. Do you think in sports, like there are some great players that were kind of deemed great because they were on great teams, right? Like they were good, they were great, but they became even more elevated and they kind of got recognition because of the team they were.
Well, and then I'll argue with, we're talking about Tom Brady with a great team that he was on. He also left in the first year on a different team and won a Super Bowl and like adapted to his new surroundings,
For sure.
adapted to his new head coach, his new teammates.
I forgot you're a huge Tom Brady fan.
Well,
Gosh,
I'm
I
just
completely
saying
forgot
that-
How
about
did Aaron Rodgers do with the Jets and the Steelers?
Well, he looked sick with that American flag. That was awesome. Don't forget that.
He did
And
look
then
sick.
after that, it didn't go all that well. But the Steelers were a playoff
He's no Chris
team.
Gizzy.
No,
Nope.
he's no Chris
Yeah.
Gizzy. I get that. But I think that I don't know how worried were you.
I would say the Tampa Bay team that Tom Brady went to was much better than the New York Jets.
But with all this, back to the referees. Yeah. I think there's
went to.
I think what hopefully the NFL can accomplish by all this offseason and really getting guys trained up is that there is that, as Tommy used the word, adaptability, that guys are able to step into roles.
Sure.
Or if there's an injury or if there's a situation where there needs to be a meshing, that it's not just your crew and you're going to suck if it's not your crew, but you're great if it is your crew, that you can referee because you are a good referee.
How worried were you guys that a deal wasn't going to get done for this ref group, actually? Because whenever the NFL, I think there's been one player lockout in my lifetime. I don't think there's been two, but I still think they got a full season in, right? And the refs obviously were fixed by week.
There was a strike in the 80s, right? And then we got locked out in 2011.
Yes. And then the refs, it was after 3 games. Was that Seattle was week 3?
That was week 3.
Yeah.
Yep, that was
and
week
then
3.
they figured themselves out. The NFL has proven that when there are collective bargaining agreements coming up, they tend to get things done in a timely manner, even though there is discourse in the beginning and disagreement. The players ultimately do succumb, it feels like. And so I wonder.
I'll tell you this
now-
much: I did not lose sleep over if the ref and the NFL agreement was going to get done. I have not been losing sleep over that at this moment. I would have it wouldn't have affected me, personally, if it didn't get done. But I think we could, if we got to training camp in that space, and it's like this was lingering, I think a collective unease would have started creeping in.
Fair.
So I don't think it ever got here to this point where it was like anyone was overly stressed if this deal was going to get done or not.
608 writes in, MD Jennings is somewhere furious that the refs came to
Yeah,
an
he is.
agreement.
Oh.
What's
as he
MD? What's MD up to now, Mason? When's the last time you heard from MD?
And how's your green juice?
Green juice is good. MD, I have not talked to MD in a while.
All right.
Well,
Been a minute.
I should
Atari-
reach out to him. Yeah, we should just
Atari
see how
Big
he's
B?
doing.
Sorry, Biggie.
Atari, yeah. I haven't
What-
seen Atari.
What is MD's full name?
Oof. Mike
Montrevious?
Daniel.
Melvin Delaney.
I was going away from that.
Yep.
Melvin Delaney.
Born in Grenada, Mississippi.
Nice.
Let's see. College career, Green Bay Packers. He did go to the Bears, then the Buccaneers,
Oh,
and
I
there's
do remember the
nothing.
Bears
There's
run for
literally
a second.
nothing about him on
Nothing after
Wikipedia
that.
since 2015.
Wow.
Did y'all see this? Did you see this stat?
Could be anywhere.
I think I saw it on like Lambeau Leapers social media, said that the Packers have not drafted all pro players since 2014 with Devontae Adams and Corey Linsley were the all pros.
Well, Tucker
from the
Kraft would have
2014.
been
Would have been
if he was hurt, if he stayed healthy this year.
Trey Smack now too
mean,
this
come on.
year. I mean, they made
We're
a
playing
song.
the would have been game,
So,
but it's the
any-
longest
Hold on.
drought.
Is this any team all pro or just first team all pro? Like, because there's 3 all pro teams, right? Is there
I
first?
think it's
or is it
first
just
team
the first
all-pro.
and second?
I think
It
it's
was
first
team
and
all-pro?
second.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think they're the Packers the longest drought is what they were saying of drafted all-pro players.
Sure, but Aaron was an all-pro in 2020 and 21, right? So
but he was drafted in 2005. So.
Right. I mean, they
I'm just saying since 14, the Packers haven't drafted anyone that's been an all-pro.
How was Elton Jenkins not an all-pro?
I don't know.
That seems like that was garbage from that standpoint.
Let's see. Micah was last year. Was Xavier McKinney really second team all pro last year?
Well, again, but not drafted. Like
I know, but I'm just saying, like
Micah not
really,
drafted. Yeah.
like the year before he was first team. Keyshawn Nixon, man.
Wow,
there's
some players.
Right, hold on.
I was thinking.
Jair Alexander was second team in 2022.
Okay, so it's first team all pro.
First team all pro since 2014.
Devondre Camels is Darius Smith. Corey Lindsley in 2020.
Yeah. All right.
Not saying
Jair Alexander in 2020.
Not saying when they got the all pro. I'm saying,
but Jair was
from
drafted,
the draft class.
Jair was drafted in 17, right?
Yeah,
wasn't he? So
that's
would
second
already...
team all pro. That's
no, he made first team in 2020.
Who did? Jair?
Oh, no, but you're right. He was second team.
Yeah.
I don't.
What
weigh
was
too
Corey
much
Lindsley?
into it.
You don't weigh anything into that?
No, I don't care. They've had studs that were in the organization for a long time during that. If Devontae, they haven't drafted an all-pro since 2014 with Devontae. Do I not get to claim any of his all-pros that are closer to the date that is today as opposed to 2014?
No, but you'd want more guys, more first or second rounders.
I'm not saying like that. He wasn't an all-pro in 2014. He was drafted in 2014. I'm saying the draft class of 2014. Yep. Doesn't matter where they made their all-pro, like what year they made all-pro. It's more just like that was the last draft
have they had
class that had an all-pro.
Have they had a great draft pick since 2014?
They've had great. They just haven't had first team all-pro, like voted on by the Associated Press.
I would be curious to see the rest of the NFL's landscape on that. If the Packers are, if 25 teams have drafted a first team
look at
all-pro,
Lambeau Leapers. He broke it all the way down. Like it had all the teams.
Yeah,
and the most recent.
All right, let me see.
I think that was the point. The Packers 2014 was the longest drought of all the teams.
Okay, so then of drafted players on the Green Bay Packers right now, who do you think is the most likely to be a first team all pro caliber player? Tucker Kraft, probably, right?
Kraft for sure.
Jordan Love,
yeah. So all pro for quarterback is just one quarterback, right?
First team, yeah.
So first team, so Jordan Love would have to be the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah. Didn't Bakhtiari was second team a couple times?
I feel like he had to be first team. No, really? That's surprising if he wasn't. But Edrin Cooper, I think, could be on that short list of a first team all pro linebacker.
You know what else I saw?
Any other offensive lineman?
Did you see the Micah Hyde? He did an interview recently about not getting a contract offer, even an offer from the Packers whenever he was up. I remember sitting with him in the cafeteria leading up to free agency, and I was just like, "Dude, you're coming back, right? Like they're gonna re-sign you." And he was just like, they haven't even given me an offer."
You're talking about Micah Hyde?
Micah Hyde.
Well, John Eric Sullivan said that was the worst mistake that he made.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he said that. That's right.
It was like that was the worst not re-signing of a guy on the team.
Of everything he could do. I mean, and then his return game.
He's still the last punt return in franchise history.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
the most recent punt return in franchise history for a touchdown.
Disgusting.
That was like Casey Hayward too.
Can
Went to the Chargers, and he was good.
He's excellent.
One more NFL news and note that I hate that we have to mention, but it feels like we do.
Juwan Jennings.
The schedule release is next Thursday.
Yeah.
Can any other sport make an event out of when they will release the schedule for next year like the NFL can?
No, because they play once a week. It's the nature of the sport.
And apparently we'll know by Wednesday if the Packers are playing the Saints.
Yeah, we'll start getting the leagues, right? Like all the stuff.
Are we going? If they're playing in Paris, are we going?
On Crosby's dime? Yeah. I'll
go
where are we going?
Molly Crosby's dime. Molly is bringing us.
If the Packers play in Paris, you will fly me and Mitch first class.
No. I can fly. Tommy can fly first class. I'm good.
I'll fly first class and I'll send y'all back some drinks. How's that sound?
Oh, all right.
That's fine. That works.
That's way more than I thought I was going to get out of it.
That's even better.
Yeah.
But and the thing I love about the NFL schedule though is of course like the day before all the leaks. Like when people piece it together and actually get
you know the whole schedule,
right,
and then it's
which is great.
It's just game by game.
Do players get the schedule? Like, do players find out beyond like just the media leaks? Is there any inside information, or do you have
we're
a
not
guy
sitting
in the
there
NFL
talking
office?
about it? Yeah, the teams.
Do you care?
We're not meeting about it.
Do players care?
I do. I think I've said this maybe once before. Whenever I was playing, it was like I actually dreaded the NFL schedule coming out, especially like early on.
Because
everybody's
asking you for tickets,
and it's like instantly you're just getting like, "Hey, we want to come," and like so that planning process started happening. Sure, these are first world problems, but it was just like I knew from Molly especially that was a stressful time because all of a sudden she's starting to have to juggle that schedule, and we're 6 months out or 4 months out, and it's like
the CEO of the family has to
start
get busy
planning now for September through December.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but last year it kind of felt like you were telling us that you had an inkling the Packers were going to play overseas.
We all had that inkling about Ireland.
Yeah, because
they leaked that.
I'd gotten someone reached out to me to like go over there for an event.
Rich Eisen reported that.
Yeah. So
I mean, that was being widely
happening.
reported that it was Packers Steelers in Ireland. And I think because Aaron was on the Steelers protected that game.
Yeah.
So you can't even believe if you do hear anything early before this schedule
not too early
comes out.
Like day of, when you get those, you can believe it. But like we were hearing that like a week or two ahead of time.
Right. That's what I mean. Crosby was trying to
had
say,
his tickets
yeah,
booked.
he was like,
I was ready to go. I was excited. I wanted to go to Ireland. That would have been great.
Would that be
Packers? So much whiskey.
Did the Packers have 9 home games no matter what this year? Is that right? I think that
this is the 9 year.
The road game would be in Paris anyway. It would the Saints would lose a game.
Yes. Just like because there was that rumor that it could be Packers at Lions.
Would y'all come watch come watch a soccer match with me?
Heck yeah!
If you bring me to Paris to go see PSG, I'll go watch them.
I will go wherever you want me to go. You want to leave me stranded in a meadow somewhere? I'm in for it. I'm going to Paris.
The most stressful airport I've ever been to was in France. I was traveling, coming back from Germany, and I had a computer.
Through de Gaulle?
I had a computer, and I don't know how, but 3 different times I was pulled because they wanted to check my bag just in the airport because they must have marked me for having a computer or something.
You were red flag.
I was going through TSA and customs and whatever, and then still in the airport, they'd be like, "You over here." Like, oh my God. Yeah, I thought for sure.
I've never seen that in the airport. People checking bags.
Yeah, it was insane.
And you were behind security too?
Oh yeah, I was past it. I was through the TSA and they would come and grab me.
Seriously?
I swear on everything. 3 different times.
Did you have a big beard or something?
No, I was an 18-year-old traveling with my high school. That's what and they thought I was
18.
Yeah, I guess.
If you'd been 17, you would have been fine.
Yeah, but I got flagged for some reason. I don't know what.
We're not traveling with Tommy.
No, that's for sure. We did when I went to the Packers Giants game. I flew to London, went to the game, took the shuttle to Paris, and then we had a week, and then we did a week in Paris. And so I left Paris, but I never had to land there. When we come back, stupid sports injuries. I got a real quick one. I just have to, not even sports injuries. Stupid ways you hurt yourself. Not a sports injury. Stupid ways you hurt. I hurt myself this morning. Stupid ways you hurt yourself.
All right.
Camille Davis at 1, and then we'll talk some Brewers and Yankees and Brewers opponents in general in the 1 o'clock hour as well. He's Tommy. I'm Thunder. Mason's here. It's the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby with you on this beautiful Friday. Mason's Extra Points will be full of weekend preview activities.
Oh, yeah. Busy one.
Yep, can't wait for that.
Mother's Day coming up.
Yep. Oh, good one. Good one.
Don't forget that, Tommy.
Yeah, Mother's Day, Tommy.
I got a busy Mother's Day.
But you have something for your mom.
Yeah, my love, and I'm taking her out to breakfast. I got a gift. Yeah.
All right.
You really seriously think I would be someone to forget and sleep on Mother's Day? I give the best Mother's Day gifts.
Okay.
I bet you do.
Yeah, we believe you.
Okay, all right.
I believe you.
Have you
Mama
guys,
Tommy, does he give great gifts?
Yeah.
I'm sure she's listening.
414-677-1250. Like you need the number, Mommy Tommy.
Yeah.
Text
Ask her
us
about
and-
the pine cone I picked up for her.
Oh,
that
it was the most perfect pine cone, and she put it on her mantle, and it's still there to this
so nice.
day.
Yeah.
It is like perfectly symmetric. It is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It probably gives the best crunch if you ASMR it, if you step on it.
Oh, she would cry.
Yeah.
I got a Facebook post out of that pine cone.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever opened a door?
Yeah.
Once in my life.
Yeah. Do you ever open a door expecting it to swing open, and then it's heavier than you thought, and you walk right into it?
Oh, God. No, I have
man.
not. I have
Hello,
not done that.
Quick Trip this morning.
Oh,
I was popping into Quick Trip to get some seeds for Big Rumble
okay.
because all of a sudden, like, she and her softball teammates are like
Oh, yeah.
all about the seeds, which is great.
Do it.
'Cause I'm a seeds guy, so I love it.
Heck yeah.
So I'm jumping in to get them, and I open the door, and it boom, as like there's a lady right there, and she's like, "Ooh, are you okay?"
It's actually
she gave
the
you that
pride.
one, huh?
The
Right.
pride hurts more than the
it's-
shoulder.
for sure.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it hurt a little bit. Like I got myself right in the forehead, but just like like the ooh,
Yeah,
like
that's a rough. Yeah.
slash I'm checking on
Tough
you, slash
reaction.
I'm making fun of you.
Exactly.
Ooh, that must have.
Concerned about your cognitive,
But
you know, your
also thank you for
cognitive
my.
self.
But also thank you for my amusement. Thank you for. I can tell. I can tell
somewhat
people that's-
enjoyable.
Exactly.
Crosby, have you had more dad injuries than NFL player injuries since
Oh,
retiring?
that's a great question.
You know, since retiring, not so much. I actually had some dad injuries while playing. Like I think I told you that Christmas Day, like Christine throwing her head back. Like kid injuries are the worst. I mean, they'll get you. Talking about opening doors, like not on myself, but a kid like cranking one open and tagging your foot. Oh,
Ooh,
those are the worst.
especially for a kicker.
Yeah,
I
The
split
rest
my
of us,
toes
the rest of
on,
us don't care.
I
But-
split my barefoot like toes on a chair one time before a big soccer game. That didn't feel good.
Did you see the Matthew Boyd news?
Yeah, that's why I was
Mace,
asking about
Matthew
that.
Boyd underwent
Oh, yes, I
successful
did see
surgery
that.
on his left
His knee.
meniscus.
Oh.
He was just on the ground, like playing with his kids. He got up wrong and tore his meniscus.
Jeez.
How
That's crazy.
like these are like the
That one's
best
wild.
athletes in the world, and
You get in a
that-
weird position, and like then, you get kind of you move fast, and something happens. I mean, you see weird things happen all the time.
Yeah, I remember Steve Sparks, pitcher for the Brewers years ago, tore his rotator cuff ripping a phone book in half during spring training because he was like
Nice.
mad about a performance or something, and he tried to rip it, and he like tore his shoulder.
Well, that's
That-
just dumb.
That's
I-
just right. That's just dumb.
That's
I
just a bad
also,
decision.
just to let you guys know, I stepped on a scale for the first time in
Ooh.
forever yesterday. It's over 50 pounds since the last time I
Jeez.
stepped on a scale. I am
Stud.
under 250 pounds
Stud.
since before high school, I think,
Heck yeah,
even.
man.
That's amazing.
So just an update you guys on that.
Well, you
Boom.
looked great the other day.
Yeah.
For the short moment I saw you,
Tommy, you
while
look
were
great every
skipping
day.
work. It's
All right.
fine.
Camille Davis is next. Hey, everybody, Weather on the Fan brought to you by Integrity Exteriors. Listen, it is absolutely beautiful outside. It is 64 degrees and sunny, high of 66 today, low of 51. It is so beautiful. I'm going to take the rest of the day off. Have a great day, everybody.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What it is, what it do, it's hour number 2. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Tommy Wirtz in the house.
High noon in Provo.
High noon in Provo, Utah.
Perfect.
Tommy, not to pick on you for movies you haven't seen, I'm assuming you have not seen this one. It is an all-time 80s classic, but I feel like, I don't know how well it translates.
I just watched Back to the Future for the first time 2 days ago.
Which we are very proud of you about.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, you ever? No, you're wrong.
What?
He doesn't know. It's like he doesn't know, Mason. He doesn't know. Have you ever seen Fletch with Chevy Chase? You know.
No.
Are you?
Okay.
You're asking Tommy or me?
No, I've never seen.
I'm asking
Fletch.
Tommy.
Okay,
Mason,
good.
I assume
You
you've
know
seen
I have.
Fletch.
Oh,
Yes.
I've never even seen any of the Christmas Vacations.
Oh, you got to see the.
All right. If
okay,
I had
okay.
control to to do something here with Tommy and get him off this screen, I would do that right now.
Oh, nice.
You haven't
yeah.
seen Christmas Vacation?
No, it's okay.
Oh, there
you
we
go.
go.
Thanks,
I got
Tom.
Mason,
I got
you are amazing.
You needed to take a break. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think I saw European Vacation until after I saw Christmas Vacation.
What was the point with Fletch? I'm sorry.
Oh, Provo, Utah is plays prominently into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay. All
good
right.
shout out to Provo,
I know
Utah.
Community. That's how I know Chevy
Yeah,
Chase.
that's fair.
Yeah.
He's good in that.
He was a comedic genius.
Oh yeah.
And probably still is. He's just kind of an a-hole, but
yeah.
you
I was
know.
about to say we knew that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
absolutely hilarious. And
Have you seen Caddyshack?
oh, that's another. Yeah.
No.
All right, Tommy, we got some work to do.
All right,
Let's
we
go.
Give me a
We're on
list
it.
of movies
Yep.
better than Back to the Future, and I'll watch them because
They don't exist.
Caddyshack's pretty amusing.
Caddyshack's amazing. It is.
Caddyshack.
Bill
would go
Murray.
okay. Yeah,
Oh.
Bill Murray. Yeah.
Who's
Like
Bill
he
Murray?
steals it, except everybody
I'm
steals
kidding.
it.
I'm
Like,
kidding. Oh my God,
Oh, stop.
Camille's
We're not-
face in the background.
Who's Bill Murray?
we
said who's Bill
we are
Murray.
tuning you out. Like we're not
That
listening
was
to you
a
anymore.
joke. That was a
Right.
joke.
Yeah.
That
All right,
was a
let's
joke.
have Camille
All right.
on, and yeah, she can jump in.
Join
on
us
this
now on the
bandwagon.
guest hotline, our best friend Camille Davis from Locked On Bucks and all sorts of other stuff. Camille, how you feeling about Backlash?
It's gonna be what it is. I'm not excited about it, but I'm so glad that the Bill Murray thing was a joke. That's when I was like, okay, this is going too far.
Camille's like, I can't be on this show
Yeah,
anymore.
if you don't know who
Yeah.
Bill Murray is,
I know Ghostbusters.
All
Okay,
right, there you
right,
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got it. I
yeah.
got it.
Stripes. So not
Oh, dude, you know Stripes?
No,
Stripes
he's looking up his IMDb.
No, I'm
right
not.
now.
I'm on the I'm on the video stream right
looking
here. I'm editing it. Yes, I know
Oh,
Bill Murray and
nice.
Stripes.
So we're not going to talk about Backlash, obviously. Camille, we were introduced to Taylor Jenkins 2 days ago at the Milwaukee Art Museum. He spoke. John Horst spoke. Jimmy Haslam spoke. I kind of want to ask you, of everything that was said, what was the most newsworthy moment of that afternoon for you?
Ooh, that's a great
Yeah.
question. There were a few
Yeah.
things that really stood out to me, but if I had to pick the first one, it's got to be around Giannis, right? Like
Mhm.
I did hear that there were some Bucks officials who were kind of disappointed at how many of the questions were about Giannis during that presser. But if the Bucks had more touch points with the media, that wouldn't be the time where everybody would ask those questions. So I think hearing Jimmy Haslam just very bluntly say that when's the draft again? Yeah, we'll figure things out by that date. I think that was like the most interesting thing that I heard, most newsworthy thing that I heard, because the decision around Giannis is a franchise altering decision. So that's probably the first one that popped to me, but was overall impressed with Taylor Jenkins, which I expected to be. I was a fan of the hire, a fan of his in Memphis. So hearing them talk about the fact that they want to get the Milwaukee Bucks back to playing basketball that the fans will be proud of, that's what I wanted to hear, because effort has to be the bare minimum of what we expect from Bucks basketball.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that he said that, like, we're going to be the most competitive team, not just, not against just against the other teams we're playing, but within our own building. Like, we're going to compete every day to go out and try to find ways to win. So I think I want Mitch to reiterate what he said. He actually talked about this yesterday. So your point about this weekend's lottery, and are they waiting maybe to see what that happened? And like, wherever that draft pick is, maybe that pick actually has some leverage for Giannis.
Yeah. So there's so many things obviously that could happen this weekend with New Orleans or the Bucks winning the lottery. And obviously that pick would go to Atlanta, and then the Bucks get the next pick. But seeing what happens with other teams, seeing what happens with Miami, seeing what happens with Golden State. And we've talked so long about like, oh, we're trading Giannis for picks. And we've always thought about future picks. What is the opportunity based on how the draft lottery goes that the trade for Giannis could include a 2026 top 5, top 10 pick from one of these teams that is in win now mode, moves up in the lottery and wants to make that splash by adding Giannis, and is willing to give up a pick right now in addition to future picks?
I think that's why Sunday is so important. It's not just about the Bucks pick, as you highlighted there, but it's really about seeing where these other teams land in the lottery as well. Because if the Miami Heat jump into the top 4, I know Pat Riley was talking like, hey, we're not chasing, we got to figure things out. But they've also been a perennial play-in team since the play-in has been created, and they're tired of being in that place. So like, yes, Miami was a team that prior to this trade deadline, we know had a package and an offer on the table for Giannis. So they get a top 4 pick. You add that in there with what else you're putting on the table, like, it changes things. The idea of the Bucks possibly having a top 4 pick in this draft plus whatever pick that they actually have themselves. So 2 lottery picks in this draft. That's a great way to kickstart off a rebuild for this franchise in a new era. And it's not to say that I think that wherever they draft is going to be the next Giannis, because Giannis was and is a generational type of player. He is the best player in franchise history. He is one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. So like that's hard to fill the shoes in for. But I think what's exciting about the prospect of moving on, if they do, and you do get that extra draft pick, is that you do have a Taylor Jenkins who's at the head of things, who has a great track record of player development. So if you can add 2 lottery picks, that's a great way to start things off in a new era.
Yeah. And to your point, it's like, you can't replace Giannis. Like, you can't just say like, hey, we're replacing Giannis with said player. But teams have won NBA championships without Giannis, or without the one considered one of the best players in the world, right? So if you can add those pieces, you are building something for the future, that there is a hope that at least maybe we can see if one of these draft picks or the team in general can move towards something. I mean, that's our hope with the Packers, right? They draft Jordan Love in replacement of Aaron Rodgers. Do we hope Jordan Love is as good as Aaron Rodgers? Sure, but that's hard to do, right? So, but Jordan Love could lead this team to the promised land, and I think that's the hope, and that's the hope for the future. And if that happened, I'd feel better than just going and chasing and trying to get draft picks and like other players from other teams. I'd rather see it done that way for a player of Giannis's caliber.
I would too, especially since they're changing the draft lottery after this year, where the odds are even more flattened between all the teams. And also now it's 16 teams instead of 14 teams. And oh, by the way, instead of just the top 4 picks being lottery drawn and then the rest is just by reverse order of standings, oh, now all 16 picks, when the draft lottery changes, every pick is going to be lottery determined. So like the amount of chaos that they're inserting into that, it changes things. So yeah, if the Bucks are able to figure out a way to get 2 lottery picks in this draft, especially because the 2027 draft isn't projected to be as strong as this 2026 one, it's a great starting place for them. And again, with the changes coming to the draft lottery, those future picks that they might get, like they all become much more of a crapshoot, because it's like, hey, sometimes you didn't want to trade with certain teams. Like when the Warriors were in their run, and it was like, I don't want to trade with the Warriors because they're going to be too good. I don't want these picks. But now it's like, if you can just trade and you get to somebody who's even a play-in team, you're still going to have a shot at that number 1 draft pick. So it's going to be really fascinating too, how that changes things. But for this year, trying to get in where you understand exactly how it's going to be laid out, I think that would be good business if they are planning to move from Giannis.
For sure. We got Camille Davis on the Mason Crosby show talking about all things Bucks. What do you think of Giannis's comments? Who was it? You talked to Jim Ozarski, right? And Mitch had some thoughts about it. I want to know what you think about it.
They
Milwaukee.
They, not we, they.
The exact same reaction I had when I read it. I text my friends immediately. I was like, read these comments. I said, there's a lot of Milwaukee.
I didn't get a text. I'm just saying I didn't get a text.
You know what?
I texted all of my friends.
Yeah. Not you, Thunder, but everybody else.
Some of my friends. Texted some of my friends.
Yeah.
And was just like, y'all see this? Like, it's Milwaukee. It's they. And then when he was even asked, like, well, do you think you'll be playing? And it was like, we'll see. But even during the presser, listening to Taylor Jenkins talk about the communication that he had with Giannis, because we did learn that he was not involved in the interview process at all. None of the players on the team were involved in the interview process. And then when Taylor was asked, like, well, have you been in communication with Giannis? He was like, yeah, Giannis was very happy for me and my family. Nothing that Taylor Jenkins said about Giannis's comments said, like, I'm excited to play for you. It was just like, I'm happy for you and your family for this opportunity that you have going forward. Then we're seeing the TikTok videos of someone catching or Giannis in the streets of Milwaukee, asking him a question, and he's saying, like, they don't want me no more. Like, they don't want me no more. So it feels like we really are heading to a place that many people were trying to avoid getting to or thought would never come. But it feels like we're getting to the point where we're going to be entering into a Milwaukee Bucks era without Giannis. But Giannis is still going to be in the league playing for another team. That's what it feels like to me, at least.
Yep.
Yeah, and you got to think they prep Taylor Jenkins and all those things where you would think if Giannis and him had a conversation and Giannis wanted to be like, as the new head coach, you'd be like, we have plans for Giannis. Yeah. Like, I want Giannis on this team. Like, I want to coach Giannis, because who wouldn't want that, right? But I'm not overly upset that they didn't maybe involve a bunch of players, because I do think even from Giannis's comments, like, he wants an organizationally, like, culture change from the top, right? Where they're doing things the right way, and it feels like they're chasing the same idea of a championship as Giannis has been, right? So I'm not concerned about that piece, but I do think it, from the rhetoric in that press conference, there was no feel that it was like, we're gonna move heaven and earth to try to figure something out to keep Giannis here.
He's gone.
It was basically just like, well, we'll see what happens. We'll decide by the draft.
Exactly. And I mean,
that nonchalantness with a player of that caliber is like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I think that's the joy and the benefit of hiring Taylor Jenkins, where it's like, he is a guy where if you have Giannis on your roster going forward, you feel really good about what he's going to be able to create around Giannis, especially defensively. What can they do? How can they help unlock him? Because I think that's one area in Giannis's game that has slowly decreased, is that defensive intensity that we have seen from him. So I'd be excited to see what Taylor can do with him, especially a Giannis, Miles Turner front court. What would that look like under Taylor Jenkins? Because I think Miles Turner was utilized in some of the worst ways last season under Doc Rivers. Also, I think Miles Turner wasn't as good as he needed to be himself, like two things happening at the same time. So, like, that's cool. But also, if they do make this Giannis trade, Taylor's a perfect guy to have as your head coach with some younger guys that need to kind of prove themselves. Because, again, the player development track record that he has, it's really impressive. And that's one thing that he himself really prides himself on, is his ability to teach the game. Then that makes me excited. Like, hey, what does that look like for a Ryan Rollins, who already had kind of a breakout year? You get him a coach that's also defensive oriented. And you've heard Ryan Rollins on a Yahoo interview recently saying, like, we need to find an identity. Ideally, the identity is defensive focused, and then we move from there. And that sounds like a perfect pairing going forward. Like, that's what makes me kind of excited about whatever comes, whether it's with Giannis or without, is that I do have faith in Taylor Jenkins being able to get the most out of the players assembled, which we did not get from this team this past season. I still say, although the Milwaukee Bucks finished 11th in the East, I don't think their team roster-wise, even with the injuries, should have been the 11th best team in the conference. Like, at the very worst, I think they should have been firmly in that play-in race amongst those teams, but I don't think that the coaching staff did a good enough job of really making the sum of the parts greater than what they were.
So, Camille, then was Taylor Jenkins always the best guy for the job for the Bucks regardless, or it was more of a prepare for the worst if he were to leave? This is the guy who can plan for anything if it's supposed to happen. Because I know Mitch, for instance, was he wanted to flirt with the idea of Mike Malone before he went over to UNC. Would that have been a better option if Giannis was for sure on this team than a Taylor Jenkins, or Taylor Jenkins was, in your mind, just always the best fit for this organization?
I think of the names that were thrown out, Taylor was the one I was most drawn to from the beginning, even over a Mike Malone, because I know personality-wise, Mike Malone can grade on people as well. And Taylor is still really young. Like, I didn't realize he was still only 41 years old. So, like, he's a pretty young head coach still with a lot of experience. Already had a head coaching gig, and the last year that he was in Memphis, honestly, kind of set up for him to get out the door anyways. Like, when ownership fires all of your assistants and then they hire who they want to work with you, it's not a good feeling heading into the season.
That was weird. It was
super weird. And then he got fired and it was like, well, okay, now they got what they want here. So, like, I think he was always number one on my list. But again, the part of having these types of lists is that there's always like the associates or the assistant coaches who you might not be as familiar with, who other people have more familiarity with. And they're like, hey, this guy hasn't been a head coach yet, but if the opportunity was presented, we think that he would do a great job. Like Chris Quinn down in Miami was a name that was thrown out a lot. Sean Sweeney's another name that's been thrown out a lot. Even a more established name like a Sam Cassell, who has been around the league for a very long time, but just has not gotten that head coaching job. People were pointing to Rajon Rondo too, who had experience.
Darvin Ham.
Bucks, where they're like Darvin Ham. And it's like, hey, there's a lot of guys out here who haven't had an opportunity yet, but they could be good at it. But so for me, it's hard to judge those guys because, like, I don't have a frame of reference to go from. So based on established names, Taylor was the guy I was like, if we're doing a retread, that's probably the number one guy I would want.
Okay. No, I like that. Yeah. Have they kind of shored up? I haven't even looked deep enough into that because I'm just, focused on the Giannis and the Jenkins and all this stuff going on there. But have they built out the assistants with his staff? Did he bring guys with him, or how is that process going?
It seems like they're still in the search to fill out his bench at the moment. During his presser, he did make mention of the fact that he's going to look everywhere. He's not just looking for people with NBA experience. He hasn't said, I don't care if you're male, female, whatever. If you have an interesting process to bring to the table, I'm going to.
Mason Crosby?
Don't do it.
Mason, you've got coaching experience.
Yeah, what would my role be on an
accountability
NBA bench?
And availability?
That's right. I'm the accountability coach.
If we told Doc Rivers that you went winless in an 8th grade girls basketball season, he'd be like,
I could do
yeah,
that.
We got it. Yeah, that would work.
Credibility right there. Google me, Doc. Google me.
You could be the new Taylor. That's
when he was an assistant, and his job was just holding the guy. He was hold the guys back on the bench guy too.
I'll be the hold guy.
The get back coach, right?
Get back coach.
Get back coach is awesome. Yeah, that would
find
awesome.
a role for me. I could do something. I'm good at sitting on the bench, and like hanging out. I know that space well.
You can motivate.
I know that space well. How to be on the bench and then go in and do your job at a high level.
All right, Camille, what happens on Sunday?
Ooh, your guess is as good as mine. We know people always think that this is rigged. So
I mean, the Bucks are going to win the lottery, and Atlanta's going to get the number one pick,
as
right?
everything in our world these days rigged and like
Well,
scripted?
But Mason, the NBA draft lottery's been rigged since '85.
They
That's
literally
not these days.
don't televise it. Just televise it.
I
Then it would
agree.
be
I
easy.
agree with the Luka trade and then the Mavs getting the number one pick.
Yeah, that was
That felt pretty rigged for sure.
But I mean, what I'm expecting the Bucks to end up with like the 10th or 11th pick. That's what I'm going in expecting. What I'm hoping is that somehow the Pelicans and the Bucks jump into the top 4 and the Bucks end up with an exceptional pick. Like that's the hope. But I'm also if that doesn't happen, my other hope is that a Miami or a Golden State does jump into the top 4. So then the conversations around, hey, if we are going to trade Giannis, we can get this draft pick. That's where I'm also kind of interested in. I have been kind of curious, what if Dallas jumped into the top 4? Would they look to try to accelerate the Cooper Flag timeline by making a trade and acquiring a Giannis or something of that sort? Because we know they have Kyrie coming back off of an ACL. They have some other pieces there, but Masai Ujiri is there now as their new, president of basketball operations. He's always had a relationship with Giannis, a great fit, like love for Giannis's game. Dallas is another sneaky team for me where I'm like, I'm curious if they jump, would they look to accelerate that timeline around Cooper Flag?
And who would you like if they do sit around that 10 spot? Who are you looking at some people to be the next member of the Milwaukee Bucks?
So with Taylor in tow, I do know that he tends to have a more defensive focus for his guys. We did an interview with the Locked On Grizzlies guys, and they said that Taylor has always been somebody who, if he had to pick between a guy that could defend but can't shoot or a guy that can shoot but can't defend, the guy that can defend but can't shoot is going to be the one that he plays because it's always defense first. So like in that range, I'm a big fan of Axel Lindenborg just because of the flexibility in his game, the big wing. I'm curious to see where Dalen Swain goes. 10 might be a little too high for him at that point. And then for the guards, like I'm curious which way he would go for there. Like I don't think a Darius Acuff would be a Taylor Jenkins pick.
Man, Sparky loves Acuff.
Okay, if Acuff's there at 10, the Bucks have
at
to
10, you got to take him because he is a bucket. He is.
So I mean, it's interesting to see because it's a lot of guards and around that time, around that period where you would pick in round 10. So I'm curious if they do that, or even if they would go kind of off the beaten path, which sometimes the Bucks tend to do those things, and they draft the big from Michigan,
Mara. Yeah, Mara. Yep.
I'm curious if they would do that too, just to have a set with seven footer who can.
I know, but man.
Not the pick I would want to make, but I would not put it past the Milwaukee Bucks to draft the center from Michigan.
Camille, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the NFL season to be released next Thursday? Is this an event for you or is this a non-event for you?
It's a non-event, but what I do find interesting is trying to see which teams, quote unquote, win the schedule release. That is kind of interesting, but it's not must see, drop everything I'm doing, appointment viewing. It's kind of like if I have a moment to scroll, maybe during commercial breaks of some playoff games, I'm gonna check out what the team did.
I was always hoping that at some point in my career they would give us 8 home games in a row and 8 road games.
That'd be great.
Just to end the season, so I didn't have to play in Lambeau Field in November, December.
Crosby's actually 0 for 16 on NFL schedule release day. We've determined that now. He never won one.
Never won one. Yeah, I always played games in Lambeau in November and December. It happened every time.
How about the smack news, or should I say the Brendan McManus news today?
I was a little surprised. I thought we would go into camp and have a big competition, but I'm not sure. Mason, I'm curious your thoughts on that. Like the difference of having 2 bodies versus 3 bodies or even 4 bodies at the same kicker position, like in camp, because I would think reps are limited. So I was thinking, like, is this a thing where they're doing it because they're like, hey, we just want to make sure we get more reps between these 2 guys that we actually have, and we don't want to split amongst 3 or whatever the case may be. But I was surprised to see that he didn't even make it to camp.
Yeah, with Haversick on the roster, like they were going to have to make a choice with one of those guys. I assumed it was going to be Haversick was going to be the odd man out, but now in this situation, it's like, okay, you got to Haversick on the roster. He can push and work with Trey, or push Trey to, get prepared and do his stuff. And then if you want to hide Haversick out, like he might be, he could be on the practice squad, or, you could carry him if something doesn't go well, because at least you have some familiarity with Haversick. But I haven't looked at all the numbers, like what this means in dead cap money and like all these things. Cause like this is a hit to their bottom line by moving on from McManus. They gave him $1 million in March. They did this. So they feel really good. You got to feel really good about Trey Smack. Yeah. But I told the guys earlier, I think there could be something that comes out where McManus and his representatives were like, you draft a guy in the 6th round. Like, I don't want to go into this and kick my leg out battling some young guy. I'm 36 years old. If you're not going to keep me around, like, do y'all have any intention of keeping me? If the Packers waffled at all, they probably, who knows, McManus and his people might have said, like, just release me now. Give me a chance. Right. So we'll see if any of that comes out. But I was not expecting that. That was not on my list here on Friday.
You did not have it on your bingo card, Mace.
That was not on the card. I don't play much. I don't play bingo often, but that wouldn't have been on it.
Finally, is anybody going to beat the Thunder?
Oh no.
If anyone does it, it's going to be the Spurs. Like that's the only team I think.
You're high on the Spurs. You like them?
I do. I think they match up well with the Thunder in particular. But that's really it. Like whoever comes out the East, Detroit, whoever it is, the defensive part, I'll be interested. Like I think that'll be an interesting matchup. But like the offense, I'm not sure if they have enough to really actually defeat the Thunder along the way.
I asked Mitch today, is SGA the best Thunder of all time already?
I mean, he got
and I said it's got to be him or Westbrook.
Not
counting Thunder.
Not counting Sonic.
I get what you're saying.
Not counting Sonic years.
Sonic stuff does not count. I don't care what they say. That's a whole different franchise.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A whole different franchise.
It's got to be SGA or Westbrook, and SGA is the one who won the title. So
yeah, I think people probably might still say Westbrook just because of the longevity and what he was able to accomplish while he was there in that uniform. But SGA is on his way quickly to take that spot from him.
Absolutely. Yep.
What if the Thunder jump into the top 4? That would really make everything stupid again.
Stop.
That's
Stop.
Very likely.
Yes,
that's
I know.
the one where if something did happen where the Thunder don't end up coming out of the West and they do jump up, would they be like, hey, we have so many draft
Imagine
picks.
that. Imagine that.
All right. Camille, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for jumping on. We'll definitely, as things progress with the draft lottery and the draft and Giannis, we will definitely have you on again soon.
For sure. Take care, guys.
All right. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Camille. Camille Davis, Locked on Bucks. Follow her on Twitter at Camille Monet. She does a phenomenal job there. Mace, when we come back, what do you say? We talk a little Brewers baseball?
Hey, CeCe's in town.
That's
Big
right.
night tonight.
CeCe Sabathia. Has anyone ever been more loved for playing half a season for a franchise?
No, definitely not.
Like,
now, what does feel criminal, as I don't really have that strong of opinions about these City Connect uniforms. However, wearing them the same night you were honoring CeCe Sabathia seems disgusting.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, you should be wearing the navies today. You should be wearing the navies.
Yeah. All right. So we will talk about that when we come back right here on the Mason Crosby Show. Guys, we've been talking a lot about Thunder, not just my nickname, not just the NBA team, but Thunder in the bedroom with our friends at Blue Chew. Let's go. Blue Chew has just raised the bar. It's Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body, gets the circulation going, and it enhances arousal, desire, and connection from the inside out. Physical issues, mental issues, they work on that, and you are ready to go. Less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. Blue Chew Gold dissolves right under your tongue and starts working in as little as 15 minutes. So make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners right now. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code THUNDER. That's promo code THUNDER. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Blue Chew's turning veteran performance into an Olympic sport. Go for gold.
can't not think of Saturday Night Live when this comes in. I would like to address the talk and text line.
Hold on.
Okay. Oh, where's he living?
Living in a lonely world. What? Did you take a train?
Did he take a train? Was it going anywhere? Oh, okay. Was it just the boy?
Was it just the boy by himself?
Oh, is she from the same place?
Where is they from? Oh, so good. It's so good. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. Mason Crosby here as well. Brewers hosting the Yankees tonight, and Tommy is in the text box. It is the Nicolay Law talk and text line, 414-677-1250. Your thoughts, go.
Well, leadoff show today, 5 o'clock, hour and a half of pregame coverage. No other place doing that, by the way, here in the market.
Can you just chant Yankees suck for an hour and a half?
From the 414, so who is worse, Tommy or Trevor? Both are horrible at about not watching movies. If you have not, the only reason this Back to the Future comment came up is because Trevor had never seen Remember the Titans. And then proceeded to go down a whole bunch of movies that he has never seen before. I don't think he saw a single Star Wars. I think I forget what else was up over there. It's not even close that Trevor is way worse.
Does he just read books?
Well, here's part of the issue. How old's Trevor?
Trevor is
38.
Is he that? Yeah, I would have.
Oh, is he older? 45?
I would have said he was closer to Crosby's age.
Okay.
That would have been my guess.
38 is pretty close to Crosby's age.
No, I mean
he might be a couple years older than Crosby. You're saying?
I would have guessed like 40.
All right, 40, 41. It's worse because you're 26 and he's 40.
Yeah,
and he hasn't seen movies that 40-year-olds should have seen. You haven't seen movies that 40-year-olds should have seen. Now you're 26, so you still have time. Like, it's bad that you didn't see Back to the Future, but it's not shocking. That came out in 85.
Right.
Sure. Like that's not a priority. To you're not running down to Blockbuster to get a videotape of Back to the Future.
What's Blockbuster?
Exactly.
I'm kidding.
Have you seen that? Blockbuster could have bought Netflix.
Yes. For nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
And they're like, no, there's no future there.
There's no future.
Yeah. Oops.
But regardless, I am better than Trevor. Trevor then also tried to come out the next day and say,
Tommy
remember
is
the
better
Titans.
than Trevor.
He tried to say, remember the Titans wasn't a sports movie.
No, it was a family drama.
Stop it.
Yeah, no, I'm dead serious, Crosby. He's like, the message is way bigger than sports. I'm like, yeah, so is every sports movie ever.
Right. That's literally the point of the sports movie.
Yeah,
brutal.
So that was
so weird.
He was probably listening. I'll probably get a text from him.
No, that's fine. You want some? Come get some double T.
But yes, Brewers Yankees today. And
do I go to Pato? Do I go to the sports book?
Are you betting the farm today?
I don't know if I'm betting the farm.
Where are we at? What are the numbers?
So the Yankees are minus 132, which is okay. The Brewers are only plus 108. But if Miz is on the mound and I'm getting plus money, I know he doesn't go deep and this could go sideways, but I like it.
Should we do another hit parlay? Because we did hit on the last one.
We did hit on the last one.
I think with the Yankees coming to town, that's
all right.
Season town.
Let me get my Thunderdog up.
Yeah. So looking at some of the hit odds for today, the over/under is at 7, so probably not a lot of hits going to be in this game.
And Max Fried is pitching for the Yankees, and he is stud.
Lefty, the Brewers always struggle against the lefty.
But they got Churion Vaughn back.
They got Churion Vaughn back.
I think that's a big deal when you're considering taking the Brewers in this game. Churion and Vaughn make a big difference against a lefty.
I totally get it. I did want to know.
Sounds like you're not buying it though.
If there was any teams that you enjoy coming to see play at American Family Field as well. I know the
team or the fan base.
Either way, if you're, I like that Major League Baseball a couple of years ago adopted the play every team.
Every other year.
You play every other year they come home, but the Brewers play the Yankees every year now.
Right.
That's forever.
Right. But they switch off who has the home.
Right. The last time actually I watched the Yankees play at American Family Field, Joey Ortiz had a walk-off hit too. That was
I didn't know he was allowed to get hits.
I know it was his first career home run, and he had a walk-off hit in the same game. It was the best game of his career by far.
Crazy.
Yeah, I went to that game with my dad and 2 of my buddies, so I know for sure that.
Can you go this weekend with your dad and 2 of your buddies just to get those vibes back?
Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Would either of you guys like to kick off the hit parade parlay that we have going on today? Or if you want to go,
I'm ready to go.
They haven't even thrown out have they thrown the starting lineup? I'm looking for it.
No, I mean, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't bet the Brandon Lockridge line they have just because you don't know if Brandon Lockridge is going to play.
Exactly.
But I mean, there you can make a fair assumption of who will be in the lineup today for the Brewers.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Mitch is ready.
Except I don't see him listed. Is he?
Who do you have?
I was looking at Ben Rice.
Oh, well,
like he's playing, right?
I don't know. He's not listed over there at Pato.
Well, he might be listed. He's not listed on the app that I'm looking at right now. So I don't know what's going on there.
I mean,
all right, let's look at Pato. Hold on.
He's not listed on the Pato.
He's not listed
right now either.
All right, then I'm gonna go. So lame. I'm going Aaron Judge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge will get a hit today.
Aaron Judge will get a hit today.
Okay, I like that. Crosby, you like one?
I don't like one, but I kind of want to bump our parlay up a little bit. So I was thinking of can we maybe try to get some juice going in this pick? I think Joey Ortiz gets a hit today.
No,
he's not even listed right here, dude.
He's not on it. Gosh, he's not at bottom.
Because
They're like no one would bet on.
He's not a full-time starter.
Okay,
so the lineup hasn't come out.
Though
So
as a righty, he will probably be playing tonight. I would assume.
I will honor your Joey Ortiz if he gets put in the lineup today. Who is your second?
You'll put it in during the leadoff show.
Yeah, I got you. I'll honor your Joey Ortiz.
Love that.
All right.
But I'll let you get a secondary pick if Joey Ortiz is not.
I'm going to go Vaughn then.
Okay. All right, Vaughn.
Okay.
I'll go Bryce. Lefty Bryce.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. For sure. He's Mitch Nellis. He was an MVP candidate as of this morning.
I agree. We saw that, right?
We did.
Like, I threw that out to you guys. Yahoo Sports has 5 NL MVP candidates, and Bryce Trang is on that list.
Yeah.
So Judge, Vaughn, and Terang
pays plus 270 at Pato.
Nice.
$5 to win you $13.50. And if you go place that today, same day wager, you get a wristband to take their shuttles today. So you can take the shuttle to the game.
I just want to give a shout out. Like, more people should be taking the Potawatomi shuttle.
Yeah.
Like, it is, you spend $5 on a drink or make a $5 bet. Like, spend $5 at Potawatomi. Who's not doing that? And you get to ride the shuttle.
And then you don't have to deal with all the parking around.
It's
you just
free
park
parking at Pato.
Right. Free. Right.
Across.
And I love all the bars by AmFam Field.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, to find parking, even to get their shuttles, is like crazy. You're parking blocks away.
On top of that, there's no other shuttle that would offer to pay you. I mean, you could just go place $5, win on this bet, and then Pato will give you money to take their shuttle.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, as it
Done
should
deal.
be.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
So, Jones.
All right. So, any 414-677-1250 Nicolay Law talking text line. Who do you not despise? Who do you enjoy when they come to AmFam Field or any sport? Like, what is there an opposing set of fans? Is it an opposing team? I went to a Blue Jays game, and I was like, I'm kind of into the Blue Jays coming to AmFam Field every other year. Like, I don't know.
Canadians.
I don't hate. Right. I like the Canadians. I'm okay with that.
I mean, we knew you were going to say the Blue Jays already.
You guys. I like the Expos better, but
yeah,
they don't
exactly.
They don't come anymore.
That's because you went there one time when you were 10 years old.
I did.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Dennis Oil Cam Boyd was pitching for the Expos.
Oil Cam Boyd, of course. Yeah.
Of course
Were you 10 years old in 1942?
No,
man?
I was 10 years old in 86, which was the worst baseball year of my life. Thanks for bringing it up,
Okay.
Bill Buckner.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Sorry.
God.
I think that when you have this ability with the MLB schedule to have the stars come every other year, there will always be an Aaron Judge sighting every other year at American Family Field. I think that's good for the sport. I think that is awesome. And you were playing way too many games to not have that be the case. I mean, you can't play 162 games with 30 teams and not play every team at least one time during the year.
I like that the White Sox
total
come
sense.
because I like hating the White Sox. Like, I know that the Brewers were matched up with the Twins, and so that was always kind of like a friendly rivalry. Man, when the Brewers were in the American League, Brewers and White Sox fans hated each other. I mean, there were brawls in the stands. And so I like that energy. Like, we all hate the Cubs and the Cardinals and think that's something. Man, when those White Sox in the 70s and 80s were there, it was just like, get drunk, take your shirt off, and beat the crap out of each other.
Crosby, did you have any from
That's how they do it in South Side Chicago?
Thank you.
Did you have any like being a player, like a team just coming to Lambeau, like, oh, that's a class organization, always good to interact with them, as opposed to like, you know, a facility as a visitor where you would be like, oh, they have nicer facilities or they have nicer, you know, whatever's going on over there. Just like someone to come to Lambeau, did that ever be like, oh, at least we get to play them?
I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, I never minded when Seattle came. I felt like they were always and we always had success when they came to Lambeau. Like we kind of handled them there. Couldn't go out to Seattle and beat them very often, but and then again when John Schneider went over there, it was always fun because he had a lot of Packer, connections and some former Packer people on his staff and all those things. So there was always that hug fest before the game. But I thought Seattle always was a professional, good organization that came out. The one that is always it's in. Sorry, Mitch, but
okay.
Patriots. There's just something about that Patriots organization that it feels. There's a feel around it. Even going to New England, and then whenever they'd come to Lambeau, you just got this vibe that they just kind of did things their way, and it needed to be kind of catered to what they wanted, and
Patriot way.
You got the Patriot way wherever they were.
I wonder if other people would say that about the Packers too, the Packer way. Like I think that is a vibe that's out there in the NFL. We'll have to get some guys who played for other teams.
I wonder how they feel when we're coming to town.
Exactly. He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Mason's Extra Points. Our look to the weekend. Oh, it is beautiful out right now. Hopefully your weather's just as nice, Mace.
It's so nice.
This is the Mason Crosby Show.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
We are the Mason Crosby Show. We got Mitch Thunder Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, and me, Mason Crosby. Oh, man. I can't believe it's Friday. I can't believe it's the weekend, and we're heading there. You brought up Saturday Night Live. Does anyone watch Saturday Night Live anymore? Do y'all watch?
Yeah. We watch
once in a while.
We watch. We usually watch like skit by skit throughout the week. We don't like sit and watch it, but
yeah,
we watch the highlights.
Okay.
Weekend update. I always watch.
Well, you got to turn
I just
it
don't
off.
watch it that often.
Did anyone ever make it past the news? It was like you got to watch the first
up to weekend update. Yeah.
Watch till the news, and then it's done.
That's when the back's
then it's over.
Yeah.
Well, we got softball tournament tonight starting for the girls. Elizabeth has a soccer tournament in the midst of Mother's Day. So
nice.
Just another crazy weekend with only one driver in the house. So
you love
yours
that.
truly is on full-time
tonight is opening night for Nora at the Never Ending Story at First Stage. So if anybody's in the Milwaukee area,
I love
come down to First Stage.
Story.
I love it so much. Tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 Sunday. Same thing next weekend. Friday night, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday.
Officially be a resident of East Troy this weekend.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah,
East Troyan.
Yeah,
dude, you should have applied to be like our, you could have come lived here and helped drive around, watch the kids.
Gosh,
I'd probably pay as well as what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Whoa.
Crosby,
Things
listen.
just escalated.
Yeah, we have you brought this up with 40 seconds left, my guy. Yeah,
I love it. Go into the weekend with some fire.
All right. Yeah, I'm driving to Nashville. Don't worry.
And 2 o'clock on Sunday, draft lottery, Yankees at the Brewers, NBA playoffs, all sorts of things going on.
Let's do it. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Don't forget your mothers. Give them a hug. Get them a gift.
And your wives.
And your wives. No, she's not my mother.
She's your kid's mother, bro.
Okay. Shout out to moms.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. It's the Mason Crosby Show.
I was